Curious minds, this is your friend Frank with another thought-provoking episode of the Clockwork Eye, where we endeavor to illuminate the mind, one insight at a time. As we continue our mission to bring light to and acumen the labyrinth of the mind, today we embark on a fascinating journey through the perplexing paradox known as the Ship of Theseus. This ancient thought experiment, first posed by the Greek philosopher Plutarch, has puzzled and captivated thinkers for centuries, inviting us to question the very nature of identity, change, and the persistence of objects through time. So, join us as we navigate the choppy waters of this philosophical conundrum and discover how its implications extend far beyond the realm of ancient Greek maritime adventures. The Ship of Theseus, in its most basic form, presents a deceptively simple scenario. Imagine a ship, owned by the legendary Athenian hero Theseus, which is preserved by the city as a monument to his epic feats. As time passes and the ship's wooden planks begin to decay, each piece is gradually replaced with new timber until, eventually, every original component has been substituted. The question then arises, is the ship, now composed entirely of new parts, still the same Ship of Theseus, or has it become a fundamentally different object? This seemingly innocuous thought experiment strikes at the heart of our understanding of identity and the relationship between the whole and its parts. As the philosopher Thomas Hobbes remarked in his 1655 work, The Corporeal, if some parts of the Ship of Theseus were kept in a storehouse, and afterwards any of the parts decayed were taken out, and new ones of the same shape and size put in, still there would remain one and the same immortal ship which was there at the beginning. Hobbes' observation highlights the crux of the paradox. If an object can maintain its identity despite the complete replacement of its constituent parts, then what is it that truly defines its essence? Is identity rooted in the physical continuity of an object's components, or is it something more abstract and immaterial, transcending the material realm? This question has profound implications for our understanding of personal identity and the nature of the self. Just as the Ship of Theseus undergoes a gradual transformation over time, so too do we as individuals change and evolve throughout our lives. From the constant renewal of ourselves to the ever-shifting landscape of our thoughts, memories, and experiences, the self is a fluid and dynamic entity, constantly in flux. As the philosopher David Hume famously argued in his Treatise of Human Nature, published in 1739, there is no impression constant and invariable. Pain and pleasure, grief and joy, passions and sensations succeed each other and never all exist at the same time. It cannot, therefore, be from any of these impressions or from any other that the idea of self is derived, and consequently, there is no such idea. Hume's radical skepticism challenges the notion of a fixed and immutable self, suggesting instead that personal identity is a product of our perceptions and experiences, constantly reshaping itself in response to the ever-changing stream of consciousness. This idea finds echoes in the work of contemporary philosophers such as Derek Parfit, who, in his 1984 book, Reasons and Persons, presents a thought experiment known as the teleportation paradox. Parfit imagines a scenario in which a person is scanned and their physical information is transmitted to a distant location, where a new body is constructed from the data. The original body is then destroyed, raising the question, is the teleported individual the same person as the original, or a mere copy? Parfit's thought experiment, like the Ship of Theseus, challenges our intuitive notions of identity and the continuity of the self. If our physical bodies can be replaced without altering our fundamental identity, then what is it that truly constitutes the essence of who we are? These philosophical puzzles have significant implications for our understanding of memory, consciousness, and the nature of the mind-body relationship. If the self is not a fixed and unchanging entity, but rather a dynamic and emergent property of our experiences and perceptions, then the boundaries between the individual and the world become blurred, inviting us to reconsider our place in the larger fabric of reality. As the neuroscientist and philosopher Sam Harris argues in his 2014 book, Waking Up, A Guide to Spirituality Without Religion, the conventional sense of self is an illusion. Positive emotions, like compassion and patience, are teachable skills, and the way we think directly influences our experience of the world. Harris' perspective, rooted in both Western philosophy and Eastern contemplative traditions, suggests that by cultivating a more fluid and expansive sense of self, we can develop greater resilience, empathy, and equanimity in the face of life's challenges and uncertainties. But the implications of the Ship of Theseus extend beyond the realm of personal identity and into the broader spheres of culture, society, and politics. Just as objects and individuals undergo gradual transformations over time, so too do the institutions, traditions, and belief systems that shape our collective existence. The philosopher and cultural critic Walter Benjamin, in his 1935 essay, The Work of Art in the Age of Mechanical Reproduction, argues that the advent of mass production and reproducibility has fundamentally altered the nature of art and authenticity. Benjamin suggests that the aura of uniqueness and originality that once surrounded works of art has been eroded by the ability to create countless copies and reproductions, challenging our understanding of what constitutes the real, or authentic, object. This idea has profound implications for our understanding of cultural heritage, historical preservation, and the role of tradition in contemporary society. As the philosopher Kwame Anthony Appiah observes in his 2006 book, Cosmopolitanism, Ethics in a World of Strangers, cultural purity is an oxymoron. The odds are that, culturally speaking, you already live a cosmopolitan life, enriched by literature, art, and film that come from many places, and that contains influences from many more. Appiah's insight suggests that, like the Ship of Theseus, our cultural identities are constantly evolving and absorbing new influences, creating a rich amalgamation of hybrid forms and shared experiences that transcend the boundaries of nation, ethnicity, and tradition. In the realm of politics, the Ship of Theseus paradox raises questions about the nature of political change and the persistence of institutions over time. As the philosopher and political theorist Edmund Burke argued in his 1790 work, Reflections on the Revolution in France, a state without the means of some change is without the means of its conservation. Burke's observation highlights the delicate balance between stability and change that characterizes successful political systems. Just as the Ship of Theseus maintains its identity despite the gradual replacement of its parts, so too must political institutions adapt and evolve in response to the changing needs and values of the societies they serve. But the process of political change is rarely smooth or uncontested. As the philosopher and activist Angela Davis reminds us in her 2012 book, The Meaning of Freedom, and Other Difficult Dialogues, you have to act as if it were possible to radically transform the world. And you have to do it all the time. Davis' call to action underscores the importance of individual agency and collective struggle in shaping the course of history and creating a more just and equitable world. Like the Ship of Theseus, our political and social realities are not fixed or immutable, but rather the product of ongoing negotiation, contestation, and transformation. As we navigate the complex and ever-changing landscape of personal identity, cultural heritage, and political change, the Ship of Theseus serves as a powerful reminder of the fluid and dynamic nature of reality. By embracing the paradox of identity and change, we open ourselves up to new possibilities for growth, adaptation, and transformation, both as individuals and as members of larger social and cultural communities. So, my dear Clockwork Eye viewers, I invite you to reflect on your own experiences of change and identity. How have the various planks of your life, your relationships, beliefs, and experiences shaped and reshaped your sense of self over time? And how can you cultivate a more flexible and adaptive mindset in the face of life's inevitable transformations? Share your thoughts and insights in the comments below, and let us continue to explore the rich and endlessly fascinating world of philosophical inquiry together. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the Clockwork Eye for more mind-expanding content that will challenge your assumptions and broaden your horizons. Remember, as the Greek philosopher Heraclitus famously declared, the only constant in life is change. By embracing the fluid and dynamic nature of reality, we open ourselves up to new possibilities for growth, discovery, and transformation. Until next time, my fellow travelers on the path of wisdom, keep questioning, keep growing, and keep exploring the boundless mysteries of the human experience. This is your friend Frank at the Clockwork Eye, signing off.